Namaste, Jevins. Myself, Jevin Dr. Barkha Khurana. Today in physiology, we will be covering the topic blood transfusion. You all must be aware what exactly blood transfusion is. When somebody has loss of blood due to hemorrhage or any kind of injury or any kind of disorder, the blood is transfused or donated to the recipient. So we can define it as a process of receiving blood product into one circulation intravenously. Transfusion usually involves the use of two sources of blood. One is autologous for one's own or someone else's, that is allogenic transfusion. The blood transfusion involves the use of whole blood, red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, clotting factors, and platelets. The blood is collected from the donors who have been previously screened to exclude any kind of blood or disorder that may be harmful for the patient. And the blood is tested for hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, and syphilis. The ABO rhesus D blood group is also determined, and then the blood is processed into subcomponents. When whole blood is unseparated, blood containing an anticoagulant is prepared. 1 unit of whole blood contains 450 ml of donor blood, 50 ml of anticoagulant, hemoglobin approx 12 grams per ml, and hematocrit, and there are no functional platelets. As it is not sterilized, it is capable of transmitting any agent present in cells or plasma which has not been detected by routine screening. It is stored at 2 to 6 degrees centigrade in a blood bank refrigerator. The transfusion should be started within 30 minutes of removal from the refrigerator and completed within 4 hours of commencement. Now we'll talk about the indications. Red cell replacement in acute blood loss with hypovolemia, exchange transfusion, general surgeries like cardiothoracic surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, hematology, like any kind of blood diseases. Contraindications are chronic anemia and incipient cardiac failure. We'll talk about packed red cells. These are the cells that are spun down and concentrated. 1 unit of packed red cell is approximately 330 ml and has a hematocrit of 50 to 70%. They are stored in SAG-M, that is saline adenine glucose mannitol solution, to increase their shelf life to 5 weeks. It carries same infection risk as in the whole blood. It is indicated in replacement of red cells in anemic patients and also used in crystalloid and colloid solutions in acute blood loss conditions. There is a FFP or fresh frozen plasma which is rich in coagulation factors. It is separated from whole blood and it's stored at minus 40 to minus 50 degrees centigrade with a shelf life of 2 years. It is the first line therapy in treatment of coagulopathic hemorrhage. It is also used in liver diseases, warfarin overdose, depletion of coagulation factors, etc. Then is the platelets. They are supplied as a pooled platelet concentrate containing about 250 into 109 cells per liter. They are stored on a special agitator and have a shelf life of 5 days. They are usually given to the patients with thrombocytopenia or those with platelet dysfunctions. 1 unit of platelet concentrate per 10 kg body weight is the dosage. 4 to 6 donor units of platelet concentrates will raise the platelet count by 20 to 40 into 109 per liters. The complications are febrile and allergic urticarial reactions. Then is cryoprecipitate, which is a supernatant precipitate of FFP and is rich in factor VIII and fibrinogen. This is stored at minus 30 degrees centigrade with a 2 years of shelf life. It is indicated in low fibrinogen state or in cases of factor VIII deficiency, that is hemophilia A, von Willebrand disease. Pooled unit contains 3 to 6 grams fibrinogen in 200 to 500 ml. Raises the fibrinogen level by approx 1 gram per liter. It must be infused within 6 hours. Blood group and cross matching is very much important. Two groups of antigens are of major importance, ABO and the rhesus system. Then is perioperative RBC transfusion criteria. We should check for hemoglobin indication level. Less than 6 probably will benefit from transfusion. 6 to 8 transfusion unlikely to be of benefit in the absence of bleeding or impending surgeries. Greater than 8 gram per DL indicates no transfusion. The immediate complications are immunological like febrile, non-hemolytic, allergic, anaphylactic, transfusion-related acute lung injury. Non-immunological are congestive cardiac failure, bacterial contamination, hemolysis, embolism. Delayed complications are post-transfusion purpura, delayed hemolytic transfusion reactions, viral infections, immunosuppression, iron overload in multi-transfused recipients. If you have any doubts, you can post a comment. These are the references. I hope you understood this session, and for queries, you can post a comment. This session is powered by Digital 2.0 version of Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University. Thank you.